Welcome to your daily dose of hope. I'm Phyllis Nichols, and I'm glad you're here. My friend and business peer and client, Shannon, recently invited me to a multi day event with some of her really good clients. It was a business related event, but one of the things I found most rewarding was just how hopeful and how helpful everyone there was. The business insights were great for sure, especially considering that the others were meeting me and hearing about my business for the first time, but they were really tuned in. They shared generously about their own businesses as well, and they talked about things like what's going well, what do I want to work on, and places maybe where they'd like some feedback. After a couple of days, one of the things I realized that was the most helpful was just putting myself in a new space, taking a risk and meeting some new people. And since my friend Shannon was there, it didn't feel super risky, not like skydiving or even just walking maybe into a some kind of a meeting without, in a room where you don't know anyone. But it was a risk to show up and be honest and vulnerable with people I didn't really know that well. In fact, before I went there, I didn't know anybody except for my friend Shannon. Now, here are three things that I kind of learned as a result of doing this. Number one, I definitely figured out the stories I tell myself are often really wrong, like just totally way off base. This became really apparent when I shared why I've been avoiding doing some marketing around a project. And with a couple of insightful questions, the story I've been telling myself totally fell apart. And I could see that what I'd been thinking just wasn't right at all. It wasn't true. And it really opened up then a lot of possibilities. Another thing I learned is that creativity is always an option. We all, I think often we default to what feels comfortable and doing things the way we've always done them, of course. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's working and if it's effective. But listening to how other people did things in their business, the insights that they talked about, why they'd made changes and things like that, it helped me see that being creative and asking questions like, what if I did this? Why can't that change? What if there was another way to handle this? Or even just, have you ever thought about something different or new or other possibilities? Right? It really just makes you think and expand what you're looking at, right? And look at all possibilities instead of the one or two safe options that you feel like you have. And lastly, I've been working on my listening skills, and this event gave me an opportunity to continue doing that. I really tried to lean in and listen, not to reply, certainly not to solve, but to really understand. Now, I'm not perfect at it for sure. It's a couple of times I wanted to jump in, and I did jump in with hopefully what was a helpful response. But I am happy with how I gave myself permission to stay quiet and curious without feeling the need to say anything. And a lot of times that need to say something isn't because I feel like I know everything. It's because I just really want to help somebody, right? And I feel obligated to come up with a helpful answer sometimes. Putting myself in a new situation definitely gave me hope for what's possible. And taking a risk is always an act of hope because it reflects a belief in the future that things can be different and perhaps even better than where we're experiencing right now. This podcast is part of the Sound Advice FM network. Sound Advice FM, women's voices amplified.